Well, here we are again. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Pindecker of Kong Tech Fu, coming back to you once again to give you the information that you need so that you can build generational wealth and survive what's coming in the future. We are here to learn how to be future-proof in this world of crypto and AI. That's what we are here to discuss today, so that we don't have to live in fear, so that we can embrace crypto to become our own banks as well as our own international monetary exchange, and to embrace AI as well, because AI will be replacing many jobs in the future. So rather being the victim of that, we need to be proactive and take the bull by the horns. Welcome back to the channel once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is we got a little bit of new music going on here, and we just got to give props to my man Deep Focus On, who created this music for us to vibe to as we learn how to take control of our financial destinies, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome, my financial warriors. We are here to talk today about something that is happening. And as you can see here, we have the old thing of that's BTC, not Bitcoin. You're calling it Bitcoin. I show you this, guys, all the time. And many of you have not paid attention, but there are those that are paying attention, ladies and gentlemen. Behold, we have here on the Crypto Club, they are now making a $90 million budget movie starring Casey Affleck as Dr. Craig Wright, ladies and gentlemen, called Killing Satoshi. Why do they need to kill Satoshi, ladies and gentlemen? They need to kill Satoshi because Satoshi gave humanity a wonderful gift. He gave you something that the banks cannot take away. So it gave you the foundation so that you can live your life permissionless with something known as Bitcoin. Now, I know. I think you think you know what Bitcoin is. Many do. However, they do not. Tell me, what is the one problem with a Bitcoin maxi? I will tell you what the problem with a Bitcoin maxi is, and as a matter of fact, he doesn't even know. The one problem with a Bitcoin maxi, and there are many, is that they don't have any Bitcoin. Yeah, you heard me right. Well, how can a Bitcoin maxi that spends all of his time accumulating, hodling, and telling people don't sell, how can they not have any Bitcoin? I don't think you guys have been listening to me. You may not be on the proper frequency, but it's okay, because I am here to reiterate. I am here to tell you what's about to go down, ladies and gentlemen. If we look at the entire story, we will see why we are being pursued. To make a long story short, banks cannot control Bitcoin, so therefore they created a modified version in 2017, ladies and gentlemen, called BTC, what you think Bitcoin is. Bitcoin, the white paper was created in 2008. Bitcoin was released in 2009. So why are you buying BTC in 2017? That was given to you by Jack Dorsey and Greg Maxwell, and then form a company and become self-appointed core developers of what they tell you is Bitcoin. And it is not. It is SegWit, ladies and gentlemen. It is Bitcoin-ish. It is a modified version. And they do what they always do, ladies and gentlemen. They take the original, they destroy your access to the original, or even knowledge of the original. They make a modified copy, and then they present their modified copy as the original. This is what I've been showing you. I took a little post here over in Tree Chat. The global campaign for your total and complete oppression, suppression, and repression is full steam ahead on all levels. That is physical, mental, spiritual, social, financial, and technological. Only you can stop it by being proactive enough to take control of your mind and finances. Original Bitcoin protocol with Genesis block intact. BSV lays the foundation. You see, BSV, the original Bitcoin protocol, has survived, ladies and gentlemen, in the form of BSV. And that's what I show you guys all of the time. But you guys simply are not listening. If we take a quick look at this schematic here, it explains the entire story. Behold, Bitcoin white paper, Genesis block. If you take a look at this, it explains the entire story to you. And if you want a textual breakdown of everything that's being told to you, that's over in the document I previously showed you. That's BTC, not Bitcoin. And as you can see at the very bottom, ladies and gentlemen, the original Bitcoin protocol has only survived in the form of BSV. No longer 5 transactions per second as the legacy Bitcoin, but with Teranode technology, with future proofing using IPv6, not v4. With Teranode technology, not only does it start at 1 million transactions per second, but it is scalable into the billions, ladies and gentlemen. Capable of holding the entirety of all finances, capable of holding all human knowledge, capable of housing all AI, capable of everything that the original Bitcoin promised. It is delivered here and is given to you by the only person that cannot call himself Satoshi in the court of law, which is Dr. Craig Wright, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin Maxis tell you all the time, we are all Satoshi, except Craig Wright. No one understand what you are looking at, ladies and gentlemen. No one understand that this is your opportunity. Anything that helps you, they have always tried to take away. But today, no one understand the enormity of what is happening in this time of the Great Separation. In the next 5 to 10 years, 80 to 95% of people will lose their jobs. Anything, doctors, lawyers, AI will handle that. So if you want to get ahead of everything, you have to learn AI. If you want to get ahead of everything, you have to have the original Bitcoin protocol, which is BSV, ladies and gentlemen. If we look at CoinGecko right here, the #1 coin is BTC, and they are telling you that it is Bitcoin. It is not. How can it be Bitcoin if it was created in 2017? Think, ladies and gentlemen. See, operate on this frequency. I am here to show you what's going on over here. We're going to take a quick look at BSV, ladies and gentlemen, because I want you to understand this huge opportunity that is before you right here and now. There will only ever be 21 million real Bitcoins, ladies and gentlemen, and we are already at 20 million. There are over 8 billion people on the planet. What are you going to do? What is everyone going to do when you all realize that you need Bitcoin? When 8 billion people all realize at the same time that they need Bitcoin, but there's only 21 million and 20 million is already gone. That is called hyper-Bitcoinization. In other words, that's when the whole world panics. As the $39 trillion in fiat, which means false, continues to destroy the purchasing power of your dollar, as we move into the new financial system, you must beat it to the punch, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, you're seeing correctly. Go ahead, rub your eyes. You are seeing correctly, ladies and gentlemen. You can get a full Bitcoin right now at the time of this video. A full Bitcoin. The original Bitcoin protocol is available to you right now. The generational wealth is right in front of you right now. You can't tell me that you don't have $15 to get a full Bitcoin right now. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You have been given the opportunity. I'm giving it to you right now. So when 2030 shows up, when 2040 shows up, you can't say I didn't tell you. This is why I will not feel sorry for anyone. Because I've been telling you guys for decades what's going on. I'm telling you how to prepare yourself. And contrary to popular belief, knowledge is not power, ladies and gentlemen. You can know all day, but if you do nothing, you get nothing. I'm showing you right now what the original Bitcoin protocol is. And when the big farce of BTC comes crumbling down because now Blockstream, which is blocking the stream of humanity's freedom, created by Jack Dorsey and his self-appointed so-called Bitcoin core developers, when all that comes crumbling down, when the banksters who now control the narrative, which is why they spent billions of dollars, along with Jeffrey Epstein, to take control of the Bitcoin protocol, when they're finished with it, when they're finished using it, when they're finished doing what they do with fiat currency, when they use and abuse it, and when they all dump on you and use you as one gigantic rug pull, because they already have the regular people, the enslaved ones, they already have them. They want you. They want the ones that dare to be great. They want the ones that see the future. But what did they do? They took your future through something known as the Great Deception. They told you BTC was Bitcoin. I am here to prove actually, factually, and verifiably. If there is no proof, there is no truth, ladies and gentlemen. We are not talking about speculation and conjecture. So if you want to know, you can go right here, ladies and gentlemen. That's BTC, not Bitcoin. You're calling it Bitcoin. And this will lay out all of the facts, ladies and gentlemen. There's Richard Hart right there in the video you can click on. I'm not going to click on it because I've done it before. And he's telling you how they lied, cheated, and stole the original Bitcoin to give you SegWit. No Genesis block. That's like having a Lamborghini and ripping out the freaking engine. They have turned the narrative of Bitcoin into one gigantic Ponzi scheme. And if you don't know what a Ponzi scheme is, ladies and gentlemen, a Ponzi scheme is simply the new money pays the old money. And when the old money gets out, they slam the door so that the new money never gets a chance to become old money. And those are the ones that get got, ladies and gentlemen. It is a game of musical chairs. And when the music stops, where's your chair? How are you going to explain not being able to pay your rent? How are you going to explain not being able to feed your children? How are you going to explain that you had hundreds of thousands or millions in the bank and now you have nothing because you fell for the Great Deception, ladies and gentlemen? It's all here. If you are within the sound of my voice, that means the universal wants you to have this information so that you can take action and take refuge in the actual factual of what is going on in order for you to create this truly generational wealth. Not just for you, but for your successors and or your children or your children's children, ladies and gentlemen. Because once the 21 million is gone, it is gone forever. And those who still have Bitcoin will understand that they don't need to sell their Bitcoin. They will never. It will become a family heirloom. No one is going to be stupid enough to sell you their real Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, because they don't have to. That's where lending and borrowing protocols come in. You can give yourself a collateralized loan and then take that money, flip it 5 or 6 times, pay yourself back whenever you're good and ready, and keep your Bitcoin. You never have to sell it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm showing you. So take a look at this. Understand what's going on. Save your ass, ladies and gentlemen. For the love of God, help yourself. I already know this stuff. I am not here to tell you what to do. I am not your financial advisor. I am simply sharing the findings that the universal has blessed me with to bless you with. Because the time of the great separation is upon us. You see the chaos and confusion in the world. You see how the monetary system is crumbling. You see how the oil is being strained at certain chokeholds like the Strait of Hormuz. All right? Protect yourself. Protect your family. We need this generational wealth as a form of protection, not to become wealthy and say, oh, look at me, aren't I special? No. You're one that took action and you were able to take refuge. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, learn AI, learn real Bitcoin protocol, learn privacy, because if you start living too well, they're going to devise ways to take your crypto from you. They already are. With stablecoins, learn how to mint your own stablecoins. That's what this channel is about. I'm showing you how to mint your own stablecoins, because USDT and USDC, I use it myself, but I'm weaning myself off of those stablecoins, and I'm going into minting my own stablecoins in certain protocols, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this part 1, ladies and gentlemen, because this is just the introduction to what I really want to show you. And as you can see, we got a new background, because you see that OpenClaw is, saying the rage right about now. And having AI skills is going to be your superpower in the future. You will be able to run a multi-billion-dollar business. You will be able to have 10, 100, 500, 1,000 employees that are all AI agents that are working for you round the clock, 24/7. They don't need a pay raise. They don't need a vacation. They don't need a smoke break, and they don't get sick, and they never sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Human beings can't compete with that. So understand what's going on. See what's going on and take action. If you don't take action, I can guarantee in 5 years, you will be sorry. You're going to say, oh, I shoulda, I coulda, I woulda, I shoulda. No, don't be that person. You have an opportunity right now to take this information. Just hit the like and subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to give you the true alpha. This is why I don't have 37,000 views. This is why I don't have 1.2 million views. It's not because this information this is indeed the best YouTube channel, because I'm going to give it to you straight with no chaser. And we all know that the path to truth is the narrow path, ladies and gentlemen. One of my friends that watches my video says, oh man, I can see you going viral. And I don't want to go viral. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to go viral. I don't want a lot of people looking at my information, because I'm not preaching to the masses of the people that are dumb, deaf, and blind. There's only a select few that are able to hear the sound of my voice, ladies and gentlemen. Not that there's anything special about me, but I am in tune, and I do know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, because I study. Where's the liquidity? Who has it? Where's this thing going? I've been studying many years. I've been here since 5.0 floppy disk. Let's put it that way. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut it right here, and stay tuned for part number 2, because part number 2 is where I'm going to give you actually what I came to give you today, but I don't want it to get too lengthy, and I don't want to give you guys a 2-hour discourse or anything like that. I just want to prepare you for the knowledge that is about to come, so that you can have privacy coins. You're going to have coins that last you into the future, 5-10 years from now, as well as privacy, and as well as getting in where you fit in with AI. Even if you don't know anything about AI, I'm going to give you things for the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, stay tuned for my next video, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, this is the Pen Decker signing off. Hit the like and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel, ladies and gentlemen, for your own benefit, because it is a win-win situation. You get the information, and I get to do what I'm charged to do, ladies and gentlemen. And there you have it. So you already know we're going to continue to go ahead and get this crypto.